Hello aspirants and welcome again to Legacy IS Academy. In this lecture, we will be discussing about the global summit flotilla that is there, what this particular thing is all about, and why have the Israeli military stopped it, and what repercussions is it having. So let's get started quickly. So what's the news? The news is about the Israeli army intercepting around 40 civilian boats of the global Sumud flotilla. So what is this global Sumud flotilla? It has been formed very recently, yes, a month back, a couple of months back, in fact in 2025, and this is nothing but a resilience of aid that is being supplied to the Palestinians or the Gaza Strip, wherein the Gaza blockade is there by the Israeli army. So Sumud means resistance. So global Sumud flotilla is basically ships that were they have formed a resistance against the Gaza blockade, and they consisted of various ships that were carrying aid to the Gaza Strip. Now, why they were stopped? Because the Israelis say that there is a Gaza blockade. So if here is Gaza, we have blocked it for our security purposes and you were trying to breach it, as a result of which we have detained you. We came in and detained you. So over 450 activists were detained. At the same time, there were a lot of some parliamentarians, there were academicians, there were lawyers, and various environmentalists also were there. Now these people who were detained, 450 plus of them, belong to various different countries and continents. Yes, as a result of which there has been a mass protest around Europe, Latin America, and in Turkey. So this has what has happened basically. So let us understand, does Israel have any moral high ground to do this, any law backing to do this, were they right to do this, or they were completely wrong, and what was these ships trying to do, and much more, and what impact will it have on India is also what we will see. Before we move on, there is a very important announcement with respect to the new batches that are starting at Legacy IS Academy, having a batch size of only 40 aspirants. One of the batches has already started. The next one starts on 16th of October. The weekend batches are starting from 4th and 25th October. Once you enroll with Legacy IS Academy, you will get a lot of benefits with us. Some of them are listed below. Comprehensive coverage of syllabus. The most important from my perspective is the one-on-one mentorship and doubt solving, along with the regular interaction with the educators. There will of course be daily means answer writing practice and test series for both prelims and mains. We have a 360-degree approach for current affairs, wherein the entire week's current affairs are covered in the live classes. So your all the current affairs needs are taken care over here. I hope that's clear. Now another thing, if you want to enroll with us, you can simply download our app or log on to our website or call on these numbers. So now let's continue. Now, what is the background of the Gaza blockade? So this Gaza blockade means basically blocking anyone coming into Gaza. So this Gaza blockade is in force since 2007. Why since 2007? Because 2007 is the time wherein Hamas took control of the Gaza Strip. Now, what is Hamas? Hamas is basically a terrorist organization. So since terrorist organization has taken over the Gaza Strip, as a result of which Israel has kept a blockade. Now blockade is not only from this side, you can see it is from all the sides. So different kinds of blockade. So current naval blockade is of course on the Mediterranean Sea side. Then there is double fences and no man's land. So these are double fences, buffer zones. So there is a complete blockade in the Gaza Strip. Now this blockade restricts the movement of the goods, people, and any humanitarian aid to this particular region. Now what has been the incident? The incident has been that the boats that were carrying aid to Gaza, which included parliamentarians, lawyers, and activists, was intercepted by Israel. Now the important thing over here is they intercepted these boats at around 70 nautical miles, which does not come in the you can say the maritime boundary of Israel or even the Gaza Strip, as a result of which, since this was 70 nautical miles away, it becomes international waters. These are international waters. So how can a country's individual army do anything and detain forcibly someone who is in international border? This goes against the international laws. Now live feeds and streams have been shown have been showed, wherein the Israeli forces were actually entering and detaining the people forcibly, which is absolutely against the international laws. There is no law that backs it. Of course, if you want to probably say that we have a blockade and we have to stop it, so if it was very close to it or they have crossed it, then probably you can have that moral high ground, which itself might be inhuman, because this is just humanitarian aid that they are providing. But at least at that time you may be able to say it. In international borders, neither you have any legal authority nor any moral ground to say that it is for our safety and security. Anyway, of course, the intention was probably there to cross the blockade, but again only for the humanitarian aid. Now, what has been the reaction? So Turkey, South Africa, Italy, everyone has condemned it. Turkey is calling it as a thuggery. South Africa demands the release of the nationals, including Nelson Mandela's grandson. Italy's foreign minister has assured that the people Italians and others who have been detained will be released and will be here on this Monday or Tuesday. There has been mass protest across the world, in Europe, Buenos Aires, Argentina, Mexico City, even in Karachi, Pakistan, though they themselves are famous for sponsoring state terrorism. But yes, here they are also protesting. So unions in Italy, they have the trade unions, for example, they have called for a strike. Now, Hamas, again, which is a terrorist organization. So this is also important to know that this is a terrorist organization. It supported the activists and called interception a criminal act. All right. More important is the other countries who have also said this. They have a moral high ground to also say it. Now, what are the legal and humanitarian issues? Naval blockades are permissible in war. In war, it is permissible, but not to starve the civilians. So again, Israel is wrong over here. Forcible boarding in international waters of these civilians by the Israeli forces is again controversial. No law basically supports it. Israel is facing genocide charges at the ICJ, International Court of Justice. Aid delivery should be protected. This aid delivery, humanitarian delivery, is protected under the Geneva Convention. So they have broken all the laws that existed, and no law backs what they have done. Now, what is the relevance with respect to this for India? Now, India has to balance the stance. India supports two-state solution wherein Israel and Palestine both exist together. Hence, it is very important for India with respect to its West Asia policy. It has to have good relationship with Israel with respect to defense and technology collaboration that we have, and also Palestine for their cause, because we are also a humane country. We are not inhumane like a lot of other countries of the world. We need to also balance our energy security in the Middle East along with our diaspora that is there in the Middle East countries, which is majorly supporting the Palestinian cause. So we will have to tread cautiously over here on this particular matter. Thank you.